Namaskar. So in this video of BSc IPF, we will be talking about this latest report of the uh, International Monetary Fund World Economic Outlook updates as latest as January. We will be talking about what the IMF has to say about India. It's a long report, elaborate report of 11 pages about global economy and various countries. We will focus on India and how whatever is given in the report will affect or rather should affect our investment decisions. So what is it that they are saying about India? Third quarter GDP outruns mostly surprised on the upside. That means what was expected for the third quarter of GDP, the actual numbers have been far better than that, and for FI, and therefore uh, in that they have written about India specifically. So the first point they are saying is that the GDP growth has surprised for the third quarter for India, and other nations also they are talking about for India. Taking this point forward, there's this elaborate table which we have to understand. So it's showing year on year what the earlier projections were, what the new projections are, and what are the changes which they have made over earlier projections and new projections and stuff like that. So it's about global economy, what the world outlook will be and all. We will focus on India because there's something very important that we should be looking at. Now, what they are saying is that they have increased their expectations about India's economic growth by roughly 3% or 2.7%, or okay, we'll talk about this later. Just first point is in the year 2022, India real GDP is expected to grow at 6.8%. In the year 2022, India's real GDP growth is expected at 6.8%. And if you look at all other countries, whether developed, whether developing, low income, medium income, no country is growing at this rate. Pay attention to these words and these numbers. No other country is expected to grow at this rate as India, 6.8% real GDP growth rate in the year 2022. And that tells a lot about what India will be contributing to global GDP growth, but more importantly, from our very specific micro point of view, what you and I should do as investors, as Indian investors or small Indian retail investors in the Indian market. Because if this is the kind of growth, that is 6.8%, otherwise would have been a normal growth rate for India. But look at it against the background of a negative or a very suppressed global economy, and in that India comes out as a shining star if you were to look at this report, with highest expected growth rate in the next 1 year. So that has implications for us as investors. If we are invested in the Indian stock markets, and if we are afraid, because there were reports a few weeks or months back that Indian investors are selling their stocks because they feel that the market has run up too much too fast, and therefore they are exiting. Now, should we be doing that, or should we be looking at what global investors are thinking about India? Because if global money is coming into India in big way, and if numbers are saying they are not hiding it, that the Indian economy is expected to grow as close to 7% in 22, then should we be actually exiting equities, or should we be investing in quality stocks? Now look at it from another perspective. Sensex hit 50,000 a few days back, and after that it has constantly come down, roughly by 5% or 6% or whatever. Now, in this small pullback of the Sensex or Nifty, not all non-Sensex, rather quality stocks, quality mid caps, large caps, they have not fallen by 6 or 7 or 8% as much as the Sensex. There are still some stocks. There are still some stocks which are close to their all-time highs. So, if you have a portfolio of stocks which is not delivering those kind of returns, but if your portfolio is worse than what the market is, then you should really consider relooking your portfolio, because you must be, as investors, we must be having good stocks, good quality stocks in our portfolio. If we don't understand what is quality and what is not quality, then we should stick to index funds, index ETFs, daily SIPs, and then maybe do hedging of that, like we do insurance, like we do uh, life insurance or house insurance or car insurance, or maybe corona coverage we must have done. Similarly, we can do portfolio insurance by way of hedging. Now, what is hedging? How is hedging to be done? I can't be talking here, but you need to know some basics of derivatives or that. But there is a way. Exiting stocks just because market is too high is not probably the best thing to do. No one has ever been able to time the markets consistently. Not even the biggest of fund managers have been able to do it. So we need to relook our strategies. We need to relook our portfolios, because the world is confident about India. Look at the soaring forex reserves, and look at the rupee, which is US is accusing India of artificially suppressing the rupee. Currency manipulators, they are saying. So look at what's happening, and look at what we are doing. Are we in sync with what the global investors are doing, or are we probably going against the tide? And if we are, then we should do a relook. So this chart is important from that perspective. Remember, 2022 is yet to come. 2021 has just begun. So that is why this particular chart is important, and that is why this particular video. Uh, One more thing they are talking about India is that notable revisions to the forecast include the one for India. So after unlock happened globally, economy started coming back. Uh, Economy started reviving, but what surprised everyone was India. Like, they are saying that the forecast for India was upped by close to 2.7%, 3% in 2021, reflecting the carryover from a stronger than expected recovery in 2020. So no one expected India. I mean, the all gloom and doom forecasts about India, or there will be so many lakhs of, even crores maybe of COVID deaths, and there will be all mayhem everywhere. And India, I mean, all doomsday sayers were talking whatever they wanted to and whatever they felt like. But sadly for them, that that didn't happen. India came back strong. India came back fast. They are themselves admitting stronger than expected recovery. So all the pundits and gurus were saying India would do this and that, but nothing of that sort happened. India has recovered much faster than expected. They had to up their investment for their GDP growth forecast by 2.7%. That's huge from a global perspective. For one country, you're upping your forecast by 3 close to 3% for a year. That shows how much surprised they were all with India's growth, and that shows what potential our country has. So now look at it. Should we look behind and say, oh, the market has run up too much, therefore I should sell? Or should we look at data like this, forward looking data, and say, okay, fine. If the world is saying that India's growth has surprised us, that means that tells a lot about the potential of the economy. And if that is the case, I should rather be in it with proper hedges and proper uh, protection. So that's the reason why this report, it's a very latest report. It's January 2021 global report. So you as investors, you as small Indian retail investors, you need to just review your portfolio if it's not in sync with current markets, and you need to relook your strategies. If you are depending on someone for tips, or if you are depending on someone for some cover or something, stay away from all of that. Be a long-term investor, invest in quality stocks. If you don't understand all of that, Sensex ETF, Nifty ETF, Sensex fund, index funds, just stay for the long term. And if the world is positive about India, it's because we are working. The Indian people are contributing to the GDP. So we need to have faith in our own work more than, I mean, others are having faith in our work and we are not. That's sort of a dichotomy. So that's the reason why this report has been discussed in this series. So thank you very much for watching. Namaskar.